In a small, quiet town lived a police officer named Michael. He was a good man who worked hard every day. Michael was not just any officer. He had a kind heart that few people knew about. His job kept him busy, but deep inside, he wished to do something more meaningful, something that would truly change lives. One sunny afternoon, after finishing his shift, Michael took a different route home. He passed by a small orphanage on the edge of town. This place was old and worn, with peeling paint and a rusty gate. Inside, 6 little girls lived together. They were quiet, shy, and often ignored by the people in town. These girls were unwanted by many. Some families had said no to adopting them because they looked different or came from difficult backgrounds. Michael noticed their sad faces through the window. His heart ached. He remembered how lonely he sometimes felt and how much every child needed a family. For days, Michael could not stop thinking about those 6 girls. He talked to his friends, but no one understood why he cared so much. "They are not your responsibility," they said. "You are just one man." But Michael knew deep down that he could help. The idea of giving these girls a real home stayed with him like a quiet promise. One evening, he visited the orphanage and spoke with the caretaker. He learned their stories, how they were abandoned or lost their parents. Michael felt a strong pull inside. He made a decision that would change his life forever. The very next day, Michael started the process to adopt all 6 girls. People in the town were shocked when they heard this news. Some whispered behind his back, saying he was crazy. How could one man take care of 6 children alone? They doubted his ability and called him reckless. Even Michael's family was worried. But he didn't listen. He knew that love was stronger than fear. When Michael brought the girls home for the first time, the house was quiet, but full of hope. The girls were scared but curious. Michael gently welcomed them, promising to keep them safe and loved. He knew it would not be easy. There would be struggles, sleepless nights, and many challenges. But for the first time, the girls smiled. They felt that maybe, just maybe, they had found a family. At work, Michael's colleagues began to notice his new responsibility. Some mocked him, saying a police officer should focus on his job, not play father to 6 kids. Michael ignored the insults. He was determined to prove that family is about more than blood. He started to balance his tough job and his new life, waking early to prepare breakfast and working late nights to save money for the girls. Days passed, and the small house slowly filled with laughter and noise. The neighbors watched with surprise as Michael, the quiet officer, became a father figure to the children no one wanted. Some even began to respect him for his courage and kindness. But not everyone was happy. The town's social workers doubted Michael's ability to care for 6 girls alone. They visited often, asking hard questions and warning him about the difficulties ahead. Michael remained calm, showing them that love and dedication could overcome any problem. One cold night, when the wind howled outside, Michael sat with the girls around the fireplace. He told them stories about hope and dreams. The girls listened closely, their eyes shining with trust. Michael promised them a future filled with love and opportunities. He wanted them to know they were special, worthy, and never alone again. As Michael looked at the sleeping children that night, a feeling of peace washed over him. He had taken a brave step into the unknown, but he was ready to fight for this family. The journey ahead was long and uncertain, but Michael's heart was strong. Suspense hung in the air. Could one man truly change the lives of 6 unwanted girls? Would love be enough to heal the wounds of their past? Michael was about to find out. And the story of this unlikely family was just beginning. The next morning, Michael woke up early, feeling both excited and nervous. The 6 girls were still new to their new home. Their names were Lily, Sarah, Amina, Grace, Tasha, and Naomi. Each one carried a past full of pain and loneliness. They had never lived together before, and now everything felt strange to them. At first, the girls stayed quiet and distant. They missed the orphanage, even though it was not a happy place. They didn't trust easily. Some were scared of Michael's strict rules. They didn't know how to call him dad yet. Instead, they watched him carefully, unsure if he could really keep his promise. Michael tried his best. He cooked simple meals, helped them with homework, and made sure they had warm clothes. But the girls fought often, arguing over small things. The house was sometimes loud with their voices. Michael felt tired, but did not give up. He understood that healing takes time. Outside, the town was not kind. Some neighbors whispered, "Who is this man taking in 6 unwanted girls? It's too much for one person." Others stared when the girls played outside. People assumed the worst because they did not know Michael's heart. At the police station, Michael's co-workers teased him. They said he was wasting his time and money. 6 kids? You're crazy, Michael. They laughed. But Michael kept silent. He believed in his family and worked harder to provide for them. School was a new challenge for the girls. Some teachers didn't treat them kindly. Lily was called names because of her clothes. Amina struggled to make friends. Every day, the girls faced small battles that made them sad and angry. They often wondered if they belonged anywhere. One day, Michael took the girls to a park. They sat under a big tree, and he told them, "I know things are hard now, but this is just the beginning. You are safe here. We are a family." The girls looked at him, surprised by his kindness. Slowly, they began to smile. But inside, each girl held fears. Would they ever feel truly loved? Would their past always follow them? Michael's heart ached to see their pain, but he kept hope alive. As weeks passed, small moments of joy appeared. Grace learned to ride a bike. Tasha sang songs in the kitchen. Naomi helped Michael wash the car. These little victories gave Michael strength. Still, the journey was far from easy. Michael faced struggles at work because of extra time spent caring for the girls. Bills piled up. Nights were short, and sometimes the girls fought so much that Michael felt hopeless. Yet, he never stopped believing. He prayed that one day, the girls would see him not just as a cop, but as their true father. Months passed, and life at Michael's house grew both better and harder. The girls were slowly getting used to their new home, but old fears and pain did not disappear so easily. Every day brought new challenges. One afternoon, tension exploded. Lily and Sarah got into a big fight over a missing necklace. The girls shouted and cried. Grace tried to calm them, but it was no use. Michael came rushing into the room, his face tired but serious. He sat them down and spoke with calm but firm words. "Fighting won't solve anything. We are a family now. We must respect each other." But the girls were too hard to listen. Their anger was deeper than just the necklace. That night, Michael sat alone, feeling the weight of his promise. He loved these girls like his own, but their pain was like a storm he could not control. He worried about their future. Would they ever trust him fully? Would they heal? At work, the stress grew too. Some officers whispered that Michael was too soft. They questioned if caring for 6 girls made him weak on the job. Michael knew they didn't understand the strength it took to keep going. Then came the phone call that shook Michael's world. One of the girls had run away. Panic filled his heart. He raced home and found the empty room where Amina used to sleep. She was gone. Michael called the police, posted flyers, and searched the neighborhood. Days passed like endless nights. The house felt emptier than before. The remaining girls were scared and quiet, missing Amina terribly. Michael stayed strong for them, but inside, fear gnawed at him. He blamed himself. Had he failed as a father? Could he protect these girls from their own pain? Finally, a phone call came. Amina was found safe in a nearby town, scared but unharmed. Relief washed over Michael, but he knew this was only the beginning. After Amina returned home, the atmosphere in Michael's house slowly began to change. The girls were still cautious, but the crisis opened a small door for honest conversations. Michael realized that love alone was not enough. He needed patience and understanding. One evening, Michael sat down with each girl separately. He listened carefully to their stories, fears, and dreams. Lily shared how lonely she felt before coming to his home. Sarah talked about missing her real mother. Grace told him about the bullying at school. Each story was a small piece of the puzzle. Michael promised he would protect them and never give up on them. He stopped being just a strict father and became a friend they could trust. He started to learn their favorite songs, foods, and hobbies. He made sure they felt heard and important. Slowly, the girls began to open their hearts. They laughed more and helped each other. Even Amina, who once ran away, started to feel safe. They shared secrets, dreams, and hopes under the stars in their small backyard. At school, Michael worked with teachers to make sure the girls were treated kindly. He met with neighbors and explained his family story. Some people changed their minds and started to smile and wave. The whispers began to fade. Michael's co-workers also noticed the change. Instead of teasing, some officers began to admire his dedication and strength. They saw how much love could change lives. Still, the past was never far behind. There were hard days when the girls would cry or fight. But Michael stayed strong, reminding them that family means never giving up, no matter what. One chilly winter evening, Michael received a call that shook his heart again. One of the girls, Emily, was in trouble at school. She had been caught with a group of kids stealing from a store. The school wanted to suspend her, and the police were involved. Michael knew this was a crucial moment. Emily had made a mistake, but she was still a scared, lost child. He went to the school immediately to talk with the principal and the officers. He spoke calmly but firmly, explaining Emily's past and how much she was trying to change. The principal listened but said, "Rules are rules, Michael. We have to be fair to all students." Michael realized that this was not just about Emily's mistake. It was about trust and proving that this family could overcome the past. He promised the school he would take full responsibility for Emily and help her learn from her mistake. That night, Michael sat with Emily. She was scared and ashamed. Michael did not yell. Instead, he shared stories of his own struggles when he was young. He told her, "We all make mistakes. What matters is what we do next." Emily nodded, tears in her eyes. She promised to work hard and never let him down. Days turned into weeks. Emily attended counseling and community service. Slowly, the school gave her another chance. The other girls stood by her, showing real loyalty and love. Michael watched with pride. His family was not perfect, but they were fighting together. They were becoming stronger. Years passed, and Michael's hard work and love never stopped. The 6 girls grew into strong, confident young women. They graduated from school, found jobs, and built their own lives. But they never forgot the man who gave them a family. One day, Michael received a surprise invitation to a special event. The girls had planned something secret. When he arrived, he saw a crowd of friends, neighbors, and even his police colleagues. Each girl stepped forward, one by one, to thank Michael in front of everyone. They shared stories of how he changed their lives, how he taught them to believe in themselves and never give up. Then, to Michael's shock, the girls revealed a beautiful new house. It was a gift they had saved for together over the years, a place for Michael to live happily in his retirement. Tears filled Michael's eyes. The unwanted janitor who once struggled to keep his family together had become their greatest hero. The crowd applauded, but Michael only smiled, knowing the real reward was the love they had built. Suspense ends with hope. This story shows that no matter how hard life gets, love and faith can create miracles.